Yo, I'm back, man. I'm back. I want y'all to watch this with me. Because I'm actually fucking with Wolfenstein.
The Wolfenstein reboot is comprised of two profoundly unapologetic games. They do not do a single thing to look away from their subject matter, which can make them feel grim.
I'm gonna mute myself to this video over. And then we gonna play Wolfenstein. I think I'm playing the first one. I think.
Entirely uncontroversial, but the central reason why I imagine we might not ever get another game in the series. Wolfenstein hates Nazis. The politics of the first game in the reboot duology, Wolfenstein The New Order, are incredibly simple. The game makes it explicitly clear what we must do with Nazis, that there is no role fascism can play in our future other than to be stomped under our boots. It's a political perspective that seems largely uncontroversial at face value. Nazis have been seen as fair game to be demolished, ridiculed, and killed in media since the party took rise in the mid 20th century.
Put that phone down. Get me the radio tower. Put it down.
To show you just how normal and uncontroversial that stance is, here's a quick clip of Kermit the Frog killing a Nazi in 1990, something that no one batted an eyelash at.
Violence. I don't believe in violence.
While many have certainly dissected their politics, films like The Sound of Music and Indiana Jones aren't often discussed as having strong political dialogue despite taking firm anti-fascist, anti-Nazi stances. I think that's because those stances were largely uncontroversial when the films came out, so there's not much discussion that needs to happen for us to know that Indiana Jones isn't a bad guy for doing this. Wolfenstein The New Order is of a similar ilk. It's deeply political, yes, because it centers itself around the hatred of a hyper-conservative political ideology, but when it came out, there wasn't much controversy surrounding its themes. There's not much of a stance anyone would argue with being made. While there are more explicitly political moments that unpack fascism, like this scene where Jay talks about his experience with segregation in the United States,
that's not the America I fought for.
Really? I was little, my mother wanted to take me to the picture show, but we had to go in through the fucking colored entrance. I wanted a hot dog and a lemonade, but the sign says we don't serve Negroes in this establishment. You're a patriot. Blue-eyed, jarhead, motherfucking Nazi-killing patriot that you are, you're still a fucking puppet to the man. You're exactly the kind of guy they ordered in come lynching time. You don't get it, do you? Before all this, before the Germans, before the war, back home, man, you were the Nazis.
Wolfenstein The New Order's politics are relatively straightforward.
Damn. Hey, that was deep. Yo, what's up, Nevin? Did you figure out? Did you get your stuff together, bro? Like, are we gonna play the game or not, man?
Quick and potentially easy to miss. The game's sequel, Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus, received a much different reaction, however. The New Colossus was rejected by many fans of the first game for having too progressive of politics, despite sharing the exact same central political message. So, what changed? What if the Nazis won World War II is a common trope in revisionist historical fiction because it allows the story to have an enemy that's completely unsympathetic? To put it plainly, the Nazis were evil, and our heroes can kill as many of them as they want without having to grapple much with the morality of taking human lives. In fact, Wolfenstein addresses this topic in a scene set in a concentration camp where a prisoner asks you to kill a particularly brutal Nazi officer. She says,
"Not asking you to do anything, but the right thing."
When you return to her after killing him, she says,
"You did the right thing, didn't you? Sometimes it's hard to know what is right. But what you did was a good thing. This I know."
Wolfenstein puts it plainly. There is no morality to killing Nazis. It is the right thing to do. Violence against fascism is necessary and moral because fascism is inherently violent and immoral. The unquestionable support for that sentiment, however, has started to waver in recent years. What if the Nazis won World War II? Wolfenstein asks. But are we
Yeah,
sure?
bro, let's play. You still didn't give me your name, bro. I'm waiting on you, gang. Do you have Modern Warfare 3?
They lost? Nazism has seen an unprecedented public rise over the last 10 years or so, and all it takes is a single look at the current United States administration to see that Nazi policies are popular enough to make it into the White House. And they're not secret fascists or anything like that. They're fully leaning
What the?
United States administration to see that Nazi policies are popular enough to make it into the White House. And they're not secret fascists or anything like that. They're fully leaning into it with a sickening, despicable glee.
Yo, what did I just look at?
Popular enough to make it into the White House. And they're not secret fascists or anything
Can
like
we
that.
play Fortnite? Bet. I'll get Fortnite right now. Yes. I don't even play that. Yes, I will get Fortnite. Yes. Give me a second. I will download it right now. All right. Right this second. Fortnite. I'll play Fortnite OG. Is it in the queue now? Hold on. Okay, bet. All right, it's loading. All right. The first one, just Fortnite, right? I got the right one. Yeah, we could talk on there. I'm not chat, man.
They're fully leaning into it with a sickening, despicable glee. Wolfenstein hates Nazis. It hates them so much and refuses to shy away from that fact by displaying who the Nazis were with unrelenting evidence of their cruelty and lack of humanity and
Wow.
lies. The propaganda letters you find scattered around the levels don't just tell us that the fascists are unquestionably good, but they also tell us that detractors are unquestionably bad, that they're rapists and murderers not to be missed if they disappear. In Wolfenstein's alternate history, Germany dropped a nuclear bomb on New York City, ending World War II, but the propagandistic news articles tell us something interesting. The in game report cites a fictional quote from the German leadership reading, "This final act of violence may have saved millions of lives that would have resulted from a land invasion of America." This very same explanation was used in real life by the American government to justify dropping nuclear weapons on Nagasaki and Hiroshima in 1945, killing more than 150,000 defenseless civilians. After all, President Truman said of a Japanese ground invasion, "My object is to save as many American lives as possible, but I also have a human feeling for the women and children of Japan," only to later write in response to a clergyman begging him to not drop another bomb, "The only language they seem to understand is the one we have been using to bombard them. When you have to deal with a beast
What's the website? What is the website?
you have to treat him as a beast. This fictional newspaper clipping is a small detail in Wolfenstein that very clearly holds up a mirror to the United States' most violent and despicable action, and to the way that the government discusses the slaughter of innocent civilians as a necessary evil. Wolfenstein doesn't have to twist the facts or create an alternate history here to highlight the cruelty of indiscriminate violence. It just rearranges the names. Despite being about freeing the United States from Nazi rule, Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus doesn't say very much of anything specific about the current era of US politics. That didn't stop the game's publisher, Bethesda Softworks, from leaning into the 2017 political climate as much as possible when marketing the game's release. "Make America Nazi free again," a tweet from the official Wolfenstein Twitter account reads, "Not my America." Of course, this tweet is meant for viewers to make a connection between Donald Trump's first administration's policies and the overtly fascist regime in Wolfenstein 2, but in context of the
It's not done yet, bro. It's on 28%. Probably by the time we done with this video, it'll be done. But you still ain't gave me your information to play the game anyway, bro. Type your name in the chat. Like, come on, bro.
game, there isn't much specifically aimed at Trump. That doesn't matter, however, because Trump has, time and time again, aligned himself with the villains in Wolfenstein. At face value, hating Nazis has, up until recently, been seen as non-controversial, almost apolitical if such a thing can even exist. But now, a non-controversial statement about ridding the United States of Nazis becomes highly charged with political implication thanks to the actions of the president. And it's only gotten more and more pointed as his administration takes the reins once more. The politics of Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus are incredibly simple. The game makes it explicitly clear what we must do with Nazis, that there is no role fascism can play in our future other than to be stomped under our boots. The problem that the game begins to unpack, however, is that fascism isn't so easily dismantled. As we've seen in real life, it does not end with the death of a leader because the ideas are already alive. Fascism doesn't just poison full-blown Nazis. As we see, the ideology trickles down to weak-willed, insecure men. The New Colossus shines some light on the backstory of Wolfenstein's protagonist, BJ Blazkowicz, by showing bits and pieces of his childhood. The scenes are an effective way of showing the poison that is Nazism by telling us exactly what kind of man Blazkowicz's father was. He was a failed businessman who blamed anyone but himself for his failure. The Jewish population, the black population. This hatred didn't grow in the thick of Nazi Germany, instead was fostered in rural America. Nazis aren't made when a single leadership or administration takes office. It happens when the people accept their terms and agree. Rip Blazkowicz was a Nazi before the party even existed.
Monsters did this. Not monsters. Men.
Where Wolfenstein: The New Order presented fascism as a simpler evil and only lightly touched on its American roots, The New Colossus shines a spotlight on its complexities. Blazkowicz's father was not an isolated case. We discover that the American South has been handed to the Ku Klux Klan by the Nazis, and many of its citizens are perfectly happy there. Slavery is legal again and is discussed openly and casually. For many white Americans, fascism is a system that empowers them if they don't mind ignoring its blatant evils. When asked by PC Gamer about the development of the section where we see what daily life is like in the South now, Jens Mathies, the creative director at Machine Games, said, There was always a segment of the population who were winners in an oppressive regime, and they were willing to look past what the ramifications were to the other parts of the population. This scene shines an uncomfortable light on much of the American public. Grace, a black revolutionary, explains to Blazkowicz that most white Americans don't want to be saved from Nazi rule because they benefit from the systems that it enforces.
We've been fighting every motherfucking day, Blazkowicz. White America, though? Huh. They done packed up and given in. See, I guess they don't have the fighting spirit no more. Nah, they just do whatever the fucking Fuhrer tells them to do.
That's baloney. They want to fight the Nazis just as much as we do. All they need is for someone to show them how.
You know who's running the South after the Nazis took over? The Ku Klux motherfucking Klan, am I right?
That's it.
So what you gonna do? You gonna go down there and hold hands with them and build bridges and persuade them to join our cause? Get your head out your ass, Blazkowicz.
This is an uncomfortable truth, and one that America is facing now. Anecdotally, there are conversations I've had with white men, people who look like me, who are fine with Trump's administration because it makes their tax returns better. Fine with this because of this. Wolfenstein 2 makes it clear that this person is the same as this person, who is the same as this person. If you are not a part of the solution, you are part of the problem, the game says. To me, this statement is supplemental to the stance taken in Wolfenstein The New Order, that fascism is a poison and anyone who helps enforce it is a fascist. So then why is the new Colossus controversial and seen as too woke when the New Order wasn't? There are two reasons for that, in my opinion. The first is that while fascism's public resurgence was certainly in motion when the New Order released in 2014, being a Nazi was still something to be done in private. It was disgraceful. People would lose everything in their lives if they were caught in photos with swastikas and other hate symbols. While that can still happen now, it's a much more complex issue because Nazi ideology is being seen as a legitimate political position in our current landscape. We're having debates about Nazi legislation on news stations. The New Order came out in the final years when hating Nazis was a widely uncontroversial stance. Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, came out in 2017.
Hatred on the streets of Charlottesville simmering for 24 hours. It started with a planned Unite the Right rally where tempers flared. Today, images like this, a counter demonstrator face to face with white nationalists.
Hello everyone, and today is the day. Today
Excessive consumption within a brief time frame may cause temporary mouth and or stomach irritation.
Mouth?
What's up, everybody? I'm Ashla.
I'm Alabama Boss.
And here's more shit we found on the internet. Black Death candy.
The world's sourest candy?
Below is a list of each candy from least sour to most sour. Do you agree with our list? Can you handle the sour? Warning, not suitable for anyone under 8 years of age.
The least sour to most?
Yeah, and so it starts at chili plosion, blue raspberry, rhubarb pie, red death,
I want to start there.
watermelon, zesty lemon, and then
That's Black Death?
Black Death.
You know, warheads were not that big.
It smells like a chemical, like a weird chemical. So you're gonna put the whole thing in your
I really don't know what would help with sour, but beer would probably help. Yeah, I'm
You
just
know.
gonna go with it.
Oh no.
It can't get worse than that. Okay, but at least.
That's the least.
I swapped them or something.
I used to literally chase clients for payments. Now, Zero does the chasing for me. Before, I'd be waiting weeks, sometimes months.
Look at this bearded fat redneck. He likes that sandwich.
Excessive consumption within a brief time frame may cause temporary mouth and or stomach irritation.
Mouth?
What's up, everybody? I'm Ashla.
I'm Alabama Boss.
And here's more shit we found on the internet. Black Death candy.
The world's sourest candy?
Below is a list of each candy from least sour to most sour. Do you agree with our list? Can you handle the sour? Warning, not suitable for anyone under 8 years of age.
The least sour to most?
Yeah, and so it starts at chili plosion, blue raspberry, rhubarb pie, red death,
I want to start there.
watermelon, zesty lemon, and then
That's Black Death?
Black Death.
You know, warheads were not that big.
It smells like a chemical, like a weird chemical. So you're gonna put the whole thing in your.
I really don't know what would help with sour, but beer would probably help. Yeah, I'm
You
just
know.
gonna go with it.
Oh no.
It can't get worse than that. Okay, but at least.
That's the least.
I swapped them or something. I must spit it out. I won't chew it up because I have stomach irritation.
No way, dude.
It started to ease up a little.
How'd you buy that?
I'm just powering through. It's hard.
I can't bust it.
Use your molars. It ain't sour in the middle.
That's definitely more sour than the most sour warhead that I've ever had.
I will not be able to eat all of those because I will have stomach irritation.
All right, so here's blue raspberry.
Can I skip ahead to this next one?
Should skip blue raspberry.
Well, there's so many. It's worse. I guess I gotta do it.
Oh my God, just put it in your mouth. Oh God. Oh. I'm a pussy because I can't even keep it in my mouth longer than 3 seconds.
I don't like it.
My tongue is like already feeling like there's little razor blades on it. It's really sour, y'all. It's like really sour. I'm gonna go out on a limb here, boss, and I'm gonna say this might be harder for me than like the hot challenges we do.
Yeah, I can't believe that's the beginning.
All right, I'm just gonna power through this rhubarb because first of all, I don't know what rhubarb is.
Ain't that a plant?
I don't know.
Is it worse? I just want to skip ahead. I don't even want.
Rhubarb ain't even a good flavor.
It ain't, is it?
Mm-mm.
Hang on, I gotta do a ball.
Man, we really should have did a close-up of our tongues before and then a close-up of our tongue after Black Death, because I'm pretty sure my tongue is being completely exfoliated.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Woo! Okay, this one's called Red Death.
Oh, this. It will irritate. Oh, me. I could do. Just gotta go. The amount. Oh my god.
That's the first thing I've ever won on here. I've never beat you in anything. I can't even feel my teeth. My molars are numb.
Yeah,
It's like Novocaine. There's Novocaine in this.
This whole inside of my cheek and gum over here, it's raw. It's like raw. I start drooling.
Yeah, I was trying to hold it in.
Your
And
body starts just flooding it.
I just wanted to beat you so bad.
Well, you did. I just want to do the Black Death and be done with it and try to do it because.
Beer helps.
Yeah, it does help.
Beer helps. Just saying. Go.
Oh, it burns. It is what cut me. I'll go this side now. Give me a. I'm not cut out for this. I thought I got this sour. That's awful.
God, that's definitely way sour than the other ones.
It will irritate you.
Dude, my tongue. Look at it.
Oh, it's eat up. It's like ground beef.
God. I don't know if it's burning or cold. It's like icy hot.
You know when you eat like Captain Crunch and it tears your mouth up?
I would much
Onions.
rather.
Onion, yeah. That's what is done to my cheek over here. So now I've got to move to this side where I keep my dip.
I would much rather have something hot.
It's nice and weathered.
Like what was the 9 million Scoville or whatever? That was easier than this.
It's not as it.
Oh my God! That's the freaking worst thing ever. This is definitely the hardest thing I've ever done on this channel. My stomach is hurting just from the little bit of juices that I've swallowed so far. Is someone willing to put up a monetary value to see who can hold the Black Death in their mouth the longest?
I may put some money up tonight to it. It feels like my teeth have moved.
Here it is.
This is the most. This is it. This is the. We should have just done this one. God damn it. Aha! Pat moves over there.
Waffle. I'm gonna puke. Oh, God. I'm done. It's gonna take me a minute to recover from that. Whew. It's doing something to my nervous system.
Come on, bitch.
I've lost like 3 layers off my tongue.
I'm gonna eat this motherfucker. You cut me, I'm gonna eat you. I did it. It feels horrible.
Yeah, that's the worst thing ever.
Now, my mouth is ruined.
Your poor stomach right now.
Yeah, I know. Just call the hospital. I'll be there.
Yeah, they're not gonna be okay.
Son of a bitch.
Is my tongue okay?
Yeah. Oh my God, it really is. It's like tore. Like I hate to laugh, but I mean it's kind of funny. It's like a piece of flappy skin there.
It burned the skin off my tongue. Look.
I don't know if it burned it. It's coarse. My teeth feel like they have shifted.
Like my jaw feels like I've been to the dentist and I've got shots of Novocaine. That's what it feels like. And now my tongue is peeling off.
They're all sour. The first one was awful. The last one was awful. I need some oil. I don't think anybody should eat all those. And I really don't.
It's not healthy.
I don't advise it. How much does it cost?
$44.99.
Okay, so for $45, you can join us on this Black Death Challenge. I'm Ashla.
I'm Cottonmouth.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5.
How's our girl?
She's ready.
You're gonna be the first person to transition from a human body to a
Look at this bearded fat redneck. He likes that sandwich. Look. Everybody, I'm Alabama Boss, and this is shit we found on the internet. The Jimmy John's Pickle Witch. Pickle bread. This is a club from Jimmy John's, but in the Pickle Witch form. Pickles for bread. Whoa, it's a big one. I love pickles. I want to do a pickle review. So I should love this. But out of the gate, I kind of want some fucking bread. What if I love this thing? This is a limited time thing. That's the problem. Can you get like a foot long? Would it be like 2 of them? Do they do that? I'm not sure how to feel about this. Let me just eat. I think I like it. It's a good pickle too.